standing in a freezing courtroom while a costly lawyer tore apart my entire existence before the magistrate filled me with a helplessness beyond description. She insisted I was totally penniless and completely unsuitable to care for my two small children. I leaned hard against the rigid wooden seat, struggling fiercely to hold back my tears so no one would witness me collapse. My former husband Vance sat only a short distance away, dressed in an elegant suit and acting as though he were a dedicated parent. All that filled my mind was the fate awaiting 7-year-old Leo and tiny Maya if I lost this fight for custody. I possessed no funds for a high-priced attorney, yet I appeared regardless because my children meant the world to me. Just when the magistrate started agreeing with the severe accusations directed at me, a quiet voice interrupted the thick silence of the chamber. My young son rose from his seat and requested permission to present the judge a document he had found concealed. Every person in the courtroom instantly directed their attention toward him while my heart raced violently inside my chest. Life had not always been this dark or agonizing for our family. In earlier years, I enjoyed a promising profession, solid self-assurance, and ambitious plans ahead. Yet after wedding Vance, my autonomy disappeared gradually, until I relied completely on his earnings and approval for even simple needs. Following Maya's arrival, Vance became steadily more severe and judgmental toward me. He challenged every single cent I used for food purchases and cut me off from my relatives. When he eventually left, he drained our bank accounts, relocated into an expensive residence with another person, and abandoned us with almost nothing for daily survival. I accepted unofficial cleaning work simply to maintain a modest roof above us. We cleaned our garments by hand inside the bathtub and warmed water on the stove since the boiler seldom functioned. Deep embarrassment about our circumstances weighed on me, yet my gentle children never uttered a single complaint while we struggled each day to endure. Now Vance was seeking complete custody, arguing that my lack of money rendered me a hazardous parent. His aggressive lawyer displayed images of his enormous residence together, with financial statements revealing my total absence of resources. She mocked my simple clothing and announced that my money troubles created a serious danger to the children's welfare. I longed to cry out that Vance had deliberately emptied our accounts to destroy me, but I understood that rage would only portray me as unstable before the official. The magistrate gazed at us with strong doubt, seeming prepared to terminate my parental rights. I shut my eyes in pure torment, sensing as if I were choking beneath the burden of those statements. That moment Leo lightly pulled my sleeve and drew a folded piece of paper from inside his coat. He spoke straight to the judge, asking whether he might deliver the paper he had located inside his father's secured safe. Vance stiffened in his chair, his calm exterior suddenly cracking as the magistrate signaled for my son to come forward. The judge slowly opened the sheet and started reading the contents aloud so the entire room could hear. It proved to be a thorough plan letter prepared by a money specialist months prior to our split. The paper described a deliberate plot to conceal wealth inside foreign accounts and deliberately lower reported earnings in order to influence custody rulings. A heavy quiet settled across the court while the magistrate fixed his eyes on Vance with intense condemnation. The letter clearly instructed Vance to create the appearance that I was financially desperate, so I would possess no solid legal position to resist. His attorney appeared utterly shocked, offering hesitant explanations while Vance frantically insisted the paper was old and irrelevant. The judge struck his hand firmly and ordered Vance silent at once, labeling his conduct a calculated effort to mislead the legal system. He promptly halted the hearing to begin a complete inquiry into Vance regarding deception and money schemes. Temporary main custody was given to me immediately, and Vance received an order to remain distant from the children. When we walked outside into the cool afternoon atmosphere, I dropped to my knees and embraced both of my children tightly. Leo drew near and questioned whether he had made a mistake, and I assured him he had rescued our family. My heart overflowed with thankfulness for the remarkable bravery displayed by my young son inside that frightening chamber. In the weeks that followed, a court examiner discovered concealed shell accounts and unreported real estate that Vance had hidden. His carefully built false image collapsed entirely, demonstrating to all that my financial hardship had been deliberately created by his harshness. Once the facts stood fully revealed, the magistrate awarded me permanent exclusive legal and physical custody of both children. Vance received an order to settle overdue support payments, yet after several required meetings, he ceased any effort to visit the kids. In the meantime, I obtained a stable office position and registered for evening classes to develop an actual profession in accounting. We gradually turned our small flat into a comforting refuge filled with security, happiness, and authentic calm. Through therapy, I at last released the embarrassment that had burdened my spirit for so long. I understood that lacking money did not equal being an inadequate parent, since affection and commitment count far more than wealth. My children started to flourish, filling our home with lovely drawings, melodies, and cheerful laughter each night. Fairness arrived not through costly attorneys or stylish attire, but through the pure truthfulness of a child who cherished his mother. Reflecting on that terrifying occasion, I recognized that genuine power grows from silent perseverance and absolute love. We ceased merely existing and at last started truly living, forever united by the truth that liberated us. If this account moved your heart or recalled for you the strength of a mother's devotion, please think about liking this video and passing it along to someone who requires encouragement. Leave a comment underneath to express your own views or personal stories, since I read every one of them. Subscribe so you may become part of our expanding group for additional strong accounts concerning endurance, honesty, and rising above difficulties.